When we think of military power, the mind instantly jumps to fighter jets, warships, and missiles. But behind every battlefield victory lies a quiet force multiplier, the ability to move men and machines rapidly across vast distances. For India, a country with continental-sized geography, hostile borders in the Himalayas, and commitments stretching from the Andaman Sea to Africa, strategic airlift is not a luxury. It is the spine of rapid response. But here's the reality. The Indian Air Force's fleet of heavy lifters and tactical transports is facing a crisis. The C-17 Globemaster, our crown jewel of strategic lift, exists in just 11 airframes. The Il-76 Gajraj fleet, once the workhorse, is literally at the fag end of its career. And the An-32 tactical fleet, more than 100 strong, is in urgent need of replacement. The big question is, what comes next? Because in today's procurement environment, options are painfully limited. The C-17 production line has shut down. Russian Il-76 modernization is unreliable. And new contenders, from the Airbus A400M to Brazil's Embraer C-390, all come with their own challenges of cost, timing, and geopolitics. This is India's airlift dilemma. And in this deep dive, we'll explore where the IAF stands, why airlift matters more than ever, and what realistic solutions India can pursue over the next decade. Before we move forward, please like, share, and subscribe Strategic Vanguard and be up to date with the latest news and happenings from the world of defense, strategic, and international affairs. Tune into our video channels in YouTube and Rumble. And if you want to hear the audio version, tune into our Strategic Vanguard channels in Spotify and Amazon Music. To understand why India's airlift capability is so critical, let's go beyond numbers and look at roles. First, strategic mobility. In simple terms, this is the power to rapidly move a brigade, troops, tanks, artillery, across 2,000 kilometers in hours, not weeks. In modern conflict, speed is survival. The 2020 Galwan clashes proved how quickly situations can escalate along the Himalayan frontier. Rapid reinforcement is non-negotiable. Second, disaster relief and humanitarian operations. Whether it is the Nepal earthquake, the Turkey-Syria quake, or mass evacuations from conflict zones, India's heavy lifters are not just military machines. They are symbols of India's role as a responsible global power. The C-17s and C-130Js have been the backbone of Vande Bharat evacuation flights, pandemic relief, and regional diplomacy through aid. Third, logistics for high-altitude warfare. Nowhere else in the world does a military sustain 10,000-plus troops with heavy equipment at 16,000 feet like India does in Ladakh and Siachen. Every winter, stocking effort, every rotation of troops relies on tactical transports like the An-32, backed by heavier Il-76 and C-17 sorties. So when we talk about airlift, we are not talking about just planes. We are talking about the lifeline of national security, diplomacy, and humanitarian response. Now let's map India's actual transport fleet. 1. Heavy lifters. C-17 Globemaster 3. India inducted 11 C-17s between 2013 and 2019. Each can carry 70 tons of cargo over 4,500 kilometers. These are the crown jewels, capable of flying a T-90 tank to Leh or delivering relief supplies halfway across the Indian Ocean. But the numbers are too few. With just 11 aircraft, India cannot afford attrition, heavy maintenance downtime, or surge requirements. Il-76 Gajraj, once the pride of IAF logistics, inducted in the 1980s. 17 aircraft were purchased, but barely a dozen are serviceable today. Spare parts are scarce. Engines are unreliable. Modernization options like the Il-76 MD-90A exist, but depend on Russian industry, itself under strain from sanctions and the Ukraine war. Operational availability is a serious concern. Route 2. Medium transports. C-130J Super Hercules India operates 12 C-130J-30 aircraft. They are versatile, used for special forces, forward deployment, and disaster relief. But their payload, around 20 tons, means they are not substitutes for heavy lifters. They are, however, indispensable for tactical missions. An-32 Sutlej, the real workhorse, over 100 in service since the 1980s. Rugged, able to land on short and rough airstrips in Ladakh and northeast India. But the fleet is outdated, maintenance-intensive, and urgently in need of replacement. 3. Light and specialized Avro HS-748 being replaced by the C-295. Dornier Do 228 for short-range utility and maritime patrol. The big picture. The heavy end of the fleet is thin. The tactical end is aging. The middle tier is underdeveloped. This creates a dangerous gap between what India needs and what it can do. Let's first tackle the heavy lifters. The C-17 problem. Production has ended. Boeing delivered the last C-17 in 2015. India wanted 13 but got only 11. Unless Boeing restarts production, which is unlikely in the near term, India cannot buy new C-17s. Second-hand airframes exist, but they are limited and politically complicated. The IL-76 dilemma. Theoretically, India could buy the IL-76 MD-90A, which has modern engines and avionics. But given Russia's own strained production and India's desire to reduce dependency on Moscow, this is neither reliable nor politically wise. Other heavy options? The C-5 Galaxy is out of the question. Too few built, never exported beyond allies. The A400M is technically a medium-heavy, payload 37 tons. It can't match the C-17's 70-ton capacity, but it can cover the gap between C-130 and C-17. So the reality is stark. India will likely have to live with just 11 C-17s for the foreseeable future, backed by struggling IL-76s. Now let's turn to the heart of the matter, the replacement of over 100 AN-32s. Option 1. Airbus C-295 India has already signed for 56 C-295s to be built in partnership with Tata at Vadodara. Deliveries are underway. The C-295 carries about 9 tons, smaller than the AN-32, but far more modern. In reality, the C-295 is best seen as a light tactical lifter rather than a one-to-one AN-32 replacement. It will replace the Avro and gradually take on some AN-32 roles, but not all. Option 2. Embraer C-390 Millennium. This is the dark horse. With a 23-ton payload, jet speed, and modern design, the C-390 is exactly the middle ground India needs. Already ordered by Portugal, Hungary, Netherlands, Austria, Czech Republic, and South Korea. For India, the C-390 could fill the gap left by the AN-32 while offering speed and payload superior to the C-130J. Option 3. Airbus A400M, bigger than the C-390, smaller than the C-17. Payload around 37 tons. More expensive, but it gives India a tier between tactical and strategic. The challenge? Cost and delivery slots. Option 4. Russian Antonov designs. Options like the IL-276 or AN-178 exist on paper. But given sanctions, war, and instability, these are high-risk bets. Conclusion. The C-295 is already in hand. But to truly replace the AN-32 and strengthen the middle tier, India must consider either the C-390 or A400M. Before we move forward, please like, share, and subscribe Strategic Vanguard and be up to date with the latest news and happenings from the world of defense, strategic, and international affairs. Tune into our video channels in YouTube and Rumble. And if you want to hear the audio version, tune into our Strategic Vanguard channels in Spotify and Amazon Music. It's easy to draw up wish lists. The harder part is procurement reality. Budget. Heavy lifters like A400M cost upwards of $200 million per unit. Even C-390 is around $100 million. For 20 to 30 aircraft, that's billions in capital expenditure. Industrial policy, Make in India, is non-negotiable. Any purchase must come with local assembly, offsets, or technology partnerships. Geopolitics. Buying Russian designs risks sanctions and logistical headaches. Buying Western designs requires careful diplomacy with Europe and the US. Brazil is more neutral, making the C-390 geopolitically attractive. Timeline. The AN-32 replacement cannot wait beyond 2030. With over 100 aircraft aging, urgent decisions must be made in the next 2 years. So what should India do? Here are 3 scenarios. Option A, pragmatic. Keep 11 C-17s. Sustain IL-76s as long as possible. Replace AN-32 with mass C-295 plus 18 to 24 C-390s. Option B, ambitious. Buy 6 to 10 A400Ms. Add 12 to 18 C-390s. Use C-295s for tactical lift. Option C, conservative. Avoid high-cost new heavies. Maximize C-295 production and small numbers of C-390. Accept limited heavy lift capacity. Each option comes with trade-offs in cost, speed, and capability. India's airlift dilemma is not just about planes. It is about strategic reach, operational flexibility, and global responsibility. Without enough heavy lifters, India risks bottlenecks in rapid reinforcement. Without a modern tactical fleet, India risks being overstretched in the Himalayas. And without decisive procurement choices, the Air Force will face a dangerous decade of transition. The good news? Options exist. The C-295 line in India, Embraer's C-390, and even a handful of A400Ms can together build a balanced, layered transport force. But only if choices are made today, not tomorrow. Because when the next crisis erupts, whether on the LAC, in the Indian Ocean, or in a foreign evacuation, it will not be fighter jets or missiles that decide the outcome. It will be the quiet giants of the sky, the transport fleet. This is Strategic Vanguard, and this was India's airlift dilemma. If you found value in this analysis, share it with fellow defense enthusiasts, subscribe for more deep dives, and tell us in the comments. Should India go for the C-390, the A400M, or double down on the C-295?